All right. Hi, everybody. As my voice cracks because I'm completely nervous. This this is Jennifer Lynn, and I have the question of: Are you a hiker that's struggling with knee pain? And if so, you're going to want to stay tuned to and hear the story of my friend Debbie Wood. She's with me tonight. She's going to share how this incredible product has helped her so tremendously. First, though, we want to talk real quick. Today is the last day of our contest to be able to enter to win $1,000, which I don't know about you, but I could use an extra $1,000 at any time, even if it was just to go on vacation and have a great time. So if that's of interest to you, if you're friends with Debbie, then go ahead and send her a Facebook message with your email address. If you're friends with me, send me a Facebook message with your email address. We'll be happy to get you entered in that contest. I think the drawing is going to be somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th of March in our product review group. And so just a real simple and easy way to try and win $1,000. And it's better odds than the lottery for certain because it's only our team. So tonight I have the pleasure of welcoming my friend Debbie Woods. And I just brought her on so she could share with you how this product has made such a huge difference in her life. Debbie is a huge hiker, and I think really this product has allowed you to continue to keep being a huge hiker, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so tell us how it's impacted you and how'd you find it?
Well, we found it because of a problem that my cat had, actually. She had like a thing on her paw where her paw had like a growth in the middle of it.
I saw the pictures of that actually just yesterday. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it's still not completely healed, but it's not a big bubble anymore because all the inflammation is out of it. So it's kind of just like when a heavy person will lose weight and you have that extra skin, that's kind of what she has.
Okay.
But I was looking for something natural for her paw because 3 vets couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And it basically, finally the last vet that I took her to actually knew what it was, but nobody could really fix it. So I found this oil online and I didn't really know what it was going to do because I know what marijuana is, but I didn't know what CBD oil was. I had no idea that there was any part of it that had healing properties that could help with something like that. Right. So I bought it and I put it on her paw, and literally within 24 hours, it was reduced by about 50%, and it was not cracked and dry like it was. I mean, it was nasty. And then after that, about a week later, it had gone down about 50% more. So it really helped her paw. So I thought, well, there's something to this. So I started having, as Jennifer said, I hike a lot. I try to do about 100 miles a month. Over the winter, I've kind of slacked off because it's been so brutally cold in Ohio that the older I get, the more of a wimp I get as far as cold weather goes. I'm not crazy about it anymore. But my left knee started like giving me pains, like just if I did any more than 5 miles, or if I, did a lot of elevation changes, either going up or down, it didn't really matter. My left knee would hurt really bad. And there was points where I wasn't sure I was going to make it through the hike. Wow. But a couple months into using the product, I'm going to say probably a month to 2 months. Well, I noticed a lot of little changes first, like my sleep improved. I had less of a craving for sweets. That was one of the bigger things for me because I'm a sugarholic. If I eat an Oreo, I have to eat the whole pack. It's just it is in my world. That's how it works.
Right.
So that kind of went away a little bit, and my anxiety went way down. So I started noticing those little things first, which they're not really little things; those are pretty big things. And then I started noticing that at the end of a 5-mile hike, at the end of a 10-mile hike, my knee wasn't really hurting anymore. And we also have a relief cream that works really well for like the breakthrough pain. And I was using that in the beginning. And then I started noticing that I wasn't using it a whole lot. Like I didn't really need the relief cream anymore. Mm-hmm. And now, here it is a year and a half later, and I wouldn't be without this oil. I just went to hiking hills over the weekend. We did a 15-mile hike the first day, and it was cold and wet and rainy and like deep leaves, like boots sucking like where every step you take, you had to pull your foot out of the mud.
Oh,
And
wow.
truthfully, I would have never been able to do that before. And I actually didn't finish the hike because it had gotten so bad. We had a car at 8 miles and one of the girls was driving the car back. And I said, we were doing 15 miles again the next day. I said, if I want to hike tomorrow, I'm tired, but I did it with no pain. And when I got back to the cabin, there was, I think 30 of us on that trip, and people were stopping at different levels along the way. And my relief cream just went around the room. Like everybody, customers out of it. And everybody was using it. They're like, oh man, let me have some of that for my knees and my back. Because we just everybody hurt all over, even me, like hips were sore from picking my legs up. But it's a godsend. It my hiking days.
That I don't know if you heard, but apparently Josh announced at the Anaheim show that they're gonna, I guess, increase the size of the relief cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, keep it the same price, but increase the size of it. Apparently everybody said, we use it everywhere. It needs to be bigger.
Yeah. It really does, because you start using it on your knee, then it moves to your hips, your elbows. Right. I mean, if you wake up and you have a crick in the back of your neck, literally you put it on the back of your neck and it's gone. You put it on and you do this. It's like you work it in like you're the Tin Man. I just need some oil.
Yep. One of my husband's customers last week, he wanted some. I guess he's having like a shoulder or bicep issue, and my husband brought him some, and I think within like 10 minutes he came out and he's like, this can't be possible. My pain's gone. How does this even work?
I've had people say that to me. This isn't possible. Well, I'm not like a magician,
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I use that all the time. I use it on my shoulder, and then occasionally if I sleep wrong, sometimes you sleep so well with, being on the oil that I'm a side sleeper as it is. So sometimes that just causes problems anyway. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just put some of that on, and then I'll be good to go for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, I'm curious as far as your, I find that most people who got into this, they were somehow, some way introduced to the product, got such great results from it that they started telling everybody they know. And then the next thing, you're kind of wrapped up in the business. So tell us about, how the business has impacted you.
Oh, geez. Well, I realized that there was a business opportunity when I put one Facebook post on asking who of my friends have tried CBD oil. And by that night, I had signed up like 5 people.
Wow.
And for the product or the business, I mean, it just seems like everybody wants to be involved because of the impact that CBD is having right now on the industry. How it's impacted my life, I can't even begin to explain. I mean, it's like it's taken all my financial worries away. And it's what basically happens with everybody. It just, you start doing it and you start helping people, and the helping people is so cool. When you have customers that call you up crying because you've changed their life. I mean, for some people, I have a customer that has MS, and we're not supposed to use the names, but that's what she has. And she will call me up and just cry because it's life changing. When you're in pain all the time. I know when my knee hurts, sometimes it still does hurt and I have to use the relief cream on it. And when my knee hurts, all I can think to myself is I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have that kind of pain all over my body. Like, some people live in constant pain, people with joint pain and everything like that. I couldn't imagine it. I get a headache and I have to go to sleep. I mean, people live with horrible headaches all the time, and I get one, every 3 months, and it incapacitates me. So I don't really know what it's like to live with real pain, but I know that when I do get pain, I couldn't imagine how some people live. And I be able to give this to people. I mean, my mom had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and she lived in constant chronic pain her whole life. And you know, she's been gone for a long time, but, you know, if I would have been able to give this to her, to give her some relief, it just, it's like when I hear these stories, it just warms my heart.
Right. Well, and that's, I think, the hard part, like being somebody working with the company, is you get the feedback from the people who are using it and how it's impacting them, how it's really just changing their lives.
Right.
And you want to run and tell everybody, but then, you know, if you shout it too loud, then you're turning people off, and you know, it's trying to find the right balance of sharing with somebody, because you really know it'll help them without trying to sound, you know, pushy or salesy. You just want to share it with everybody, but you know, people have to have their ears open, and they got to be willing to hear it and listen. And I have to say, that's something that I just absolutely love about what Barb created in this group, is our product information and review group, where you can just offer to somebody to say, listen, I think we're up to what, 73,000 people in there. They're just sharing their stories. They're sharing their, you know, how it's impacted them. They're sharing, you know, how much they're taking, how long it took to get results, what it's helping them with, what their doctors have to say about it. I mean, there's so much great information in there. And then it's, you know, let me add you to this group. You don't have to take my word for it. You know, listen to what 70,000 people are saying about it and make your own choice. And to me, that's just, that's honestly, I think why I've had the success I've had is I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm just saying, you know, you've got to check out this product that I found, and it's doing amazing things for me. It's doing amazing things for the people that I love. And here, come check it out and tell me what you think. So it's, I don't know, just a really easy system, and a really great way to share something just life-changing with so many people. So, hi there. Yeah, my husband just got home. So anyway, so I think that's a good way to end it. And anything else you want to add to it, Debbie?
Not really. I mean, you know, talking about the company, it's amazing. I mean, it just, you know, you had kind of touched on the business end of it a little bit. I mean, one of the things that you just told me that they're going to be doing with the product, and I'll share that since it's my new knowledge, is have a QR code on all the bottles that you're going to be able to scan and look at the third-party testing that's going to be in that particular bottle of oil. Is that how it is?
Yep.
I mean, that's huge.
That's absolutely huge, because one of the biggest things in this industry is that there's so many people out there getting into the CBD oil business. You have no idea where the hemp comes from. You know, have no idea how it's processed. You have no idea what's in it. And if they're not testing and not only like not testing it themselves, but sending it out for third-party testing, there's no way for you to know. And hemp is a filter plant where it picks up absolutely everything in the soil, in the air. So if you're not taking something where you can see the third-party documentation and you can see that it's free of lead, free of arsenic, that it doesn't have ethanol, I mean, yeah, alcohol, like all the stuff that you are taking the CBD oil to remove from your body. Well, if you're taking one that's full of it, you're just putting all that stuff right back in your body, and you're counteracting what the oil should be doing for you. And so it's super huge. And so to think that the company's going to roll out a program where the QR tag will be on each and every bottle, you'll be able to scan it on your phone, pull up the third-party documentation for specifically that bottle, is just, you know, absolutely huge. We're one of the few companies, and that's what drew me to this company, is we're one of the few companies where you can already see the third-party testing on the website. You don't have to be a customer. You don't have to have bought it. It's just there. You can take a look at it for yourself and analyze it yourself. And that's just absolutely huge with this industry and what's out there and what's going on with it. So to me, that's a game changer. And to be able to stand behind a product that you know is super, you know, organic, perfectly processed, free of molds, pathogens, all that kind of stuff, to me is just super exciting. So yeah, I feel really good about it as far as from that standpoint, which is awesome. Yeah. So again, if you guys want to enter the drawing for the $1,000, If you are friends with Debbie, go ahead and message her your email address. If you're friends with me and you want to enter, just message me your email address. You'll get just, you know, a couple emails about the company. You'll be able to take a look at the back office and see whether or not it's something that's of interest to you. If it is, great. And if it's not a big deal. Either way, you're entered for the $1,000 drawing, which will happen, I think, somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th in our product information group. So, and also if you want to be added to that group where you can look at the testimonies yourself, you can look at the information about the oil yourself, just message either one of us and say, add me to your group, and we'll be happy to do that for you as well. So anyway, so thanks for coming on tonight, Debbie. I appreciate you. And yeah, I appreciate hearing your story. And we'll see you guys again soon. I think next week I've actually got Katie coming on here with me. She's got an incredible testimony of what she's been fighting and dealing with, and how incredible this oil has helped her through all that. So I'll look forward to having her with me next week. Awesome. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and have a wonderful evening. Okay.
See you later.
Bye.